Okay, so I'm a bit pissed off, and I just want to just talk about it. The Santander, someone hacked into my Netflix account back in November, and in the second week. Oh dear, it keeps freezing. I hope this is recording. In the second week of December, I noticed that someone had hacked in my account, and instead of paying $5.99, I was paying $22.99, which is considerably higher. I called them up in December, in the middle of December, to find out why they charged me so much, and they said someone basically had hacked into my account and added themselves on for an extra £5, and then they upgraded my system, which was about £18 more, so that I was on premium. Okay, maybe I should have noticed, but yeah, I didn't. I noticed only when I looked at the bank statements to find out why is it so high. And they gave me a refund on that month, but they refused to give me the refund on November, because they said that they said that the time had passed and they can't do it. So I went to Santander to see if I can get a refund back then. So in December I went to them and I said I want to get a refund, and they said that they can't do it in the store. They have to do it online. So they said they'll send me a letter. So around Christmas time, or a week later, just before Christmas, I received a letter. I filled it out. So this would have been like probably the 25th, or no, the 20th of December. I filled it out and wrote it back, and explained that someone had hacked into the account and taken out and upgraded the system and added them on, hence why it's more expensive. And they've given me the money back on the second month, but not on the first month. And then I kind of just waited. Nothing happened. I didn't get the refund, and it's kind of just pissing me off a bit. And then in the middle of February, they sent me a letter saying that they need additional information. So I was kind of a little bit pissed off by this stage, because it was like, okay, I wanted just to report it in the shop, but they wouldn't let me. So we had to delay things by doing it online, and then nothing happened, and then 2 months later, they write to me saying they need additional information. I don't have any additional information. If I had additional information, it wouldn't be fraud. It's fraud because I don't know who hacked into the account and who upgraded the system. And I don't even want to argue over this because it's such a little amount of money. But yeah, so it's annoying that I don't really want to argue over this. And it's annoying how they waited 2 months and didn't tell me anything, just to tell me that it hadn't processed and they needed information. So I wrote to them in big capital letters, I don't have any, didn't swear, I don't have any more information. This is what happened, end of. And yeah, I sent that off, but I accidentally lost the letter for 2 weeks. I put it on my bed and I think it just rolled down the side and it was behind the pillow for 2 weeks. But I sent it probably on like the 13th day, knowing that it probably was going to miss the post and wasn't going to get there until after the 14-day period that they'd set on it. But yeah, plus when you post, it doesn't actually arrive on the day that it doesn't arrive on the day that they send it. It arrives 3 days or 2 or 3 days after, and because it takes 3 or 4 days there, you really only have like a 1 week window, which I was feeling a bit annoyed about, because I waited 2 months, they did nothing, and they've given me a 1 week window to respond, and I took a little bit longer, and then they've said that, well, they've sent me another one saying that I need to basically they sent me the same letter again, basically saying that I need to resend and give more information, even though I clearly state in the other one that I can't give any more information. So I don't know why they bothered sending that, because I've spoken to them on the phone and they said that actually it's gone past 120 days, which is annoying because they gave me like a 7-day window to respond, and yet they took 120 days to tell me that it hadn't gone through. So I feel like it's their fault rather than mine, and it's a bit annoying because this is nothing. £17 is nothing. But if this was like a fraud of like 200, 300, 400 pounds, then I think it would be definitely more concerning. If someone's asking for a refund and they give all the information that they have, and then 2 months later they say, sorry, you needed to give more information and you have 14 days to respond. Oh yeah, 3 of those days have already gone, and okay, maybe you lose the paper for a week, and then to think that would be enough to it's not my fault that you've taken 2 months to tell me that I didn't give enough information when actually I did give enough information. So I'm just a little bit angry about that. But anyway, created Angel of the Church yesterday. I didn't want to touch on Lizzo for some reason. I didn't like her vibe or a lot of things about her, so that's why I've left her off the charts. But yeah, if she represents Angel of the Church, and I've always kind of had a negative vibe or negative view of her, I guess that would be the main reason why I've left her out and why it's taken me so long to actually analyze her songs. I think I came across her songs a couple of months ago, and I just like, I don't really want one of these. I don't really want this person on my Angel list. But yeah. She's famous and she's not on my Angel list, so I guess I felt more of a temptation to do it, and then I did it straight after I was watching about Christians being killed and stuff in Syria and stuff, and yeah, shit happens, but I feel like there's too many people. There's way too many people. So death has got nothing to do with them dying. It's got everything to do with the world, a new world being formed, and there just needing to be less people in it. But yeah, it's just how it is. And what else am I gonna say? I could analyze the birth dates of all the singers and sort of say the links between the two. I noticed that Angel of Lot and Jerusalem happened to be on the same day as Angel of the of Hanukkah and the Jewish people, and that's like obvious. It's not a coincidence. It's obviously done by God, but that kind of proves that those two are angels because they were born on the same day. And yeah, because I was thinking that they represent similar things. The Angel of the Jews and Angel of the Jewish people do seem to be very similar, hence why they're born on the same day. But yeah, technically their negative names are very different. One's got a far more positive negative name, and the other one is more just normal people. Hence, her point is to say that the Jewish people are just normal people. They're not special people. They're just normal people. I mean, why would you be special just because of your bloodline? But then again, coming to think about that, there's people saying that Lilith has a bloodline and Eve has a bloodline, and Lilith's bloodline is more rebellious and stuff. I've heard people say things like that, and I don't know if I need an angel. There was one band that I thought maybe this is Angel of Lilith, but there wasn't enough songs. There was only 3 of them, and I liked one of them. I definitely liked one of them. The other 2 I hadn't heard before, so I decided not to analyze that band. But I don't know if they wanted to come back and be Angel of the Lilith, I guess they can be. But there are a lot of angels. There are a lot of them. So, but I think a lot of singers aren't wanting to. I think a lot of singers know about me and they're not wanting to do music any longer. Either that, or they don't know about me and they just don't like the people that they're working with. Maybe they've got an inkling that something really shit has happened, and it is happening. It's happening because I'm inspiring all these songs, and yet my life is so fucking awful. And yeah, there's a lot of people that can go on it. I think I'm still bothered a little bit about Xander Harris, who is, I can't remember his name, Brendan? Yeah, I can't remember his name. The guy who plays Xander and Buffy. Yeah, I don't know. He didn't respond to my text, so I don't know if he's watching. But yeah, I feel like something like that just shows how the difference between the world on the screen versus the actors is just vastly different. And a part of me wants to help him because he was Buffy's best friend and I was such a big fan of Buffy, but a part of me doesn't want to help him because I'm kind of feeling like he's just about himself. Like, the conversation that he was talking about the other day was, my back problem, I'm doing this, and I'm listing a long list of problems that also involve his childhood and stuff, and having post-DSD. And I don't understand. I have post-traumatic syndrome because for a very long time I felt like I'm living in a computer, and that is very, very dramatic. And I know problems when you're growing up is traumatic, but it's a long time ago. You've had plenty of time to move on and to process things and to forget about things. I mean, not process, forget about things. And and change, and to think that he might just read my comments and just think that I'm a crazy person and take absolutely no interest in me. I think it's very just it's very heartbreaking, because it's kind of like these people meant so much to me, and yet I mean nothing to them. And I know that he wouldn't want to disobey, like hurt or upset his fans, but I feel like he realizes that fans are not actually on his side. You know, I don't feel like I'm on his side. I feel like I'm on Xander Harris's side, and that's not who he is. As a person, he seems to be more of a drunk and someone who just wants to do what's best for him, even if that means playing an amazing character or a nice, friendly guy. But yeah, someone who's playing a nice, friendly guy might just be playing it because they like, you know, they want the job, and they want to. Characters on film are so much nicer than characters in real life, because characters in film, you know, they know that the character that they're creating is for people, and it's for the viewer, and therefore they create a character that the viewers would love. But when it comes to people in their personal life, I feel like there's fear of not knowing who the people are that watching, and if they really care and if they like them. You know, I think he had some bad relationships, and he felt like they were all on the partner's side rather than on his side. But I just can't help but feel like maybe he was responsible and doesn't always take responsibility for his own actions. I got a sense that that was kind of the person he might be. You know, if you want more jobs and stuff, you have to be a certain way, and yeah, I don't know, but it's